never started my career at one of the MNCs. I started my career just in a small franchise here, going from college to college, selling computer education.
Please welcome SiddAhmed.
Hey, what's up? How are you? What's your name?
Harish.
Harish. What do you do?
I'm just doing third year, sir.
Third year.
Computer
Computer science.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
Sir? Yes, sir.
Hey there, how are you? Guru, how are you?
Thank you.
Manoj, pleasure. Ladies, you can also come here.
Yes. So, you're all in computer science?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Okay, how are you? What's your name? Sridevi. Sir, come. How are you?
Good.
So, Mr. Nataraj was my class teacher for chemistry. Yes, while I was at Campion. What's your name? Irfan View, Reporting Lab. Very nice. My name is Sid, and I work for VDAR. So you have a question about Irfan's journey in America. Okay, when did you see that?
Last month.
Okay, you saw it last month. That was one of the most exciting things. Irfan overall is a person, right? For him to be an entrepreneur at such a young age, it's very, very inspiring. And for him to create such amazing content is such an interesting thing. Those are some of the key learnings. What is it that I do? My name is SiddAhmed, and we basically help students. I help students graduate when they have the challenges what they have in terms of adapting to corporate or to the business world. So basically I help students who are in high school, elementary school, all the way to colleges, and as they graduate from colleges, how do they actually do well or become successful in corporate life is what I focus on. I'm an entrepreneur myself. I run several businesses, but this is what my passion is, and this is what I do. Be with the students all the time. All right. The people who wanted to go are gone. The people who wanted to stay, which is you, who are the curious ones, thank you for being here. Okay.
Sir, apart from VDAR, how many companies are you with?
Awesome, great question. So, what's your name? Anybody who asks a question, I've got something for you, okay? This is my personally autographed card, you can keep it. So, VDAR is a group of companies, totally about 5 companies. VDAR is the talent management side of it, then we have the services side of the business and solutions side of the business. So if you are driving a Toyota or a Lexus or any of those cars, and if you're using the phone to open any of your cars, that's our tech what you're using, the connected technology platform. So we are primarily in the automotive, healthcare and energy and utility. Again, similarly, Vouch is one of the blockchain products what we have, which is based out of Trichy. So we recruit a lot of talent from Trichy. Many of your colleagues work with us and in deployments in the United States as well. What's your question? Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. What's your name? Anirudh.
You say that you help the student overcome the difficulties.
Yeah.
How a student can learn corporate etiquette so that he may adapt correctly to the corporate
Yeah.
situation.
Okay, so that is exactly what we talk about in our Instagram and YouTube channel. The point what you mentioned is what actually is missing in students, and generally which is not covered in college curriculums. What is it that the business expects out of you when you actually when you take up your first job? What happens is, how do you become productive on day one is what is missing in most of the students. The students who have that particular skill in terms of adapting to the new corporate world are the ones who are really, really super successful. You see a lot of promotions, youngsters getting promoted to senior level leadership. That's because they come with that particular skill. And that's precisely what we talk in most of our channels, specifically around how do you have emotional intelligence at work? How do you build great communication skills, build good presentation skills? How do you build learning skills? How do you interact with your managers so that your profile is highlighted within an organization and you have a fast track career within organizations? Those are some of the concepts what we talk about. What I talk about based on my personal experience. That's what you see. Thank you for asking this question. Really appreciate it.
I'm delighted to have your answers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, sir. So one of your videos I saw that you were telling Meta is the next big thing, just like how internet came up.
Yeah,
Meta is the next big thing. Can you just throw us some light on that?
So here is what it is. What I spoke in the earlier video as well, right? Internet was something which was very, very new to the relative world, all right? Similarly, Meta is fairly new at this point in time. But almost everything what we do is going to be in Web 3.0, and you will see a lot of things which are happening in Meta as well. Whatever you see right now which is happening, you will see in Meta as well. That's why Meta is going to be so popular in the time to come.
If you would like to restart your life from the zero, and how would you really approach your life and how do you go through all these?
I would love to come and study in Saranathan, man. That's what I would love to do. If I think about it this way, 20 years ago, I did not have enough coaches or mentors or any of that. Or do you have any CEO coming and talking to you like this?
No.
No? All right.
It's the first time.
It's the first time? That's the reason why I'm here. 20 years ago, no, when did I graduate? Okay, about 30 years ago, all right, 25 years ago. I never had any CEO coming and talking in close proximity with students saying, "Yeah, what is it that you have to expect in a corporate world? What is it that you expect in your first job?" I've never had any CEO come and talk. If I take that 20 or 30 years later, today, there is enough opportunities for CEOs to come and be in front of students and give them that insight, but they'll send one of their HR individuals to come and hire people, whereas you are not able to actually hear it out from the leadership. So what I think is mentoring and coaching is one of the most important elements what I missed out. So if I'm a student right now, I would say I would love to be surrounded by coaches, mentors, talking to various different CEOs who will be in a real position to mold our careers. That's the way I'll look at it.
How do you think our student community will manage the recession?
Recession is something which is going to be there. This is a cyclical thing. It comes, goes. It's always going to be there. So is life. We have all ups and downs in life. Life is not going to be in a steady path of growth. That's not the way it is going to be. So do individuals go through ups and downs, and you will have to manage through the recession. This particular recession, I'll talk about it a little bit. This is called as induced recession. This is not a natural recession. So induced recession is because the inflation went up, the government increased the percentage points, as a result of which they are trying to make recession happen just so that the economy shrinks a little bit and then it has some correction. Right? So that's what we are trying to do. India is the hub for services world. All right, and if you see, US is pushing out more and more businesses in the US are pushing out work to India. It has been happening over the years. It will continue to happen. You heard about the latest Boeing story, right? India placed a huge contract with Boeing and Airbus, as a result of which India is going to create more jobs for servicing Boeing as well. Similarly, there is going to be a lot more opportunities which are going to be created in India. So even when the world goes through recession, because we are a services-driven economy, when actually recession happens, software projects do not stall. Companies want to still execute projects because you just cannot wind down the project. So if you have to run projects at a lower cost, you will have to do outsourcing. So India is the destination for outsourcing. So you will not see a whole lot of impact as students. You will see here and there a little bit, but it's not going to be a large impact.
I'm Shreya. I'm doing my first year Information Technology Department. My question is, considering all the mindset of the graduates and the children here, we all want to get placed in a good company or a top MNC company. Yeah. What do you think are the basic key qualities or the base qualities a student or a graduate should have when he or she is going to graduate in a top company?
Okay, very good. First, I'll ask you a counter question. This is for all of you as well. Why do you think you should join a top MNC?
I think that most of our motto and mindset is to get placed in an IT department or a software oriented company so that we develop a career or something with that way.
Have a good exposure to many
practical exposure maybe.
Major MNCs only get great orders based on recent technology. For example, if you join in Facebook, means they get the order from based on meta technology so that we can learn the meta technology. But in normal MNCs means we do not get the...
What is a normal MNC and what is a... Tell me. Yeah. I'm just asking. I'm trying to understand as well. It's a great question what you asked.
Normal MNC means not based on the MNCs which get adapt to recent technology and have a good scope of economic.
Okay, so I'll give you just a quick insight, okay? The way I want you to think as students is pick up the first job what you have. It's not necessary that you need to be joining a top-notch MNC or the largest MNC out there. You could ask me the question why. I never started my career at one of the MNCs. I started my career just in a small franchise here, going from college to college, selling computer education. Each and every one of you is destined for success. If you really work hard towards it, you will find the next opportunity, will take you to the next opportunity of growth. What I don't want you to get stuck in is day one placement, getting into the rat race that I have to get into this particular MNC. Peg your mind for what you're really passionate about. There could be a small software firm, there could be a small company which is doing some cutting edge work. Think about it. We are based out of Trichy and we go head on with some of the largest MNCs in India and we are one of the top suppliers who operate from Trichy. How would you compare us versus them? We hire a lot of talent from IIMs and NITs. Whatever you're good at actually. What's your passion? Ungoda skill வந்து எதுல இருக்கோ, I want you to choose an opportunity and join that particular firm even if it is the smallest firm. Start your career there and then look for the next biggest opportunity. But I'll come back to your previous question. What are the top things things what MNCs look for. I will generally answer what is the skill what you really need to have to get opportunities in any organization for that matter. I call it as the 3 H's. You got to be hungry. Forget about your skill. All right. You got to forget about what is it that you learned in college. You learned programming, this, that, other. Forget about all that. All right. Any interview you attend, your interview selection depends on 2 things. 1 is your communication and 2 is your attitude. A big broad smile. Okay. Nataraj sir சிரிச்சிட்டு இருக்காரு. Campionல படிச்சனா ஒண்ணே தான் நல்லா சொல்லுவார். சூப்பரா பேச தெரியும் அப்படினு சொல்லி. That is what Campion taught me. Communication. All right. Have great communication skills. Have a positive attitude. Those are the 2 things. Apart from that, the 3 things what you really got to exhibit in any interview is the 3 H's. 1 is hunger, humble, and hustle. Don't forget this. Hunger na enna, I am ready for this job, and that's the reason why I said don't go for the MNC. MNC is going to give you an offer letter and then they're going to make you wait and then you decide, oh, they gave me an offer letter and nobody asked me to come and join. Have you heard those stories? Instead of that, have that hunger, go and show it to an organization stating that I would do whatever it takes. I want this particular opportunity. Hunger is the most important thing. The second thing is humble. Once you join a company and you have a project, you do a few things, you start thinking that I have become a manager and I will not do anything else. You got to be humble enough. Even as you grow as a leader, you should be ready to do whatever it takes to support people, staying humble, staying rooted to where you started from within the organization. The third is hustle. If I give you a particular task which is not in your domain, you should have the mindset and the curiosity to go and find a solution, whatever could be the problem. And these are the 3 things what we test for in our interviews. We don't test, okay, do you know Python? No, that's not what we test for. You may not know Python. I'll tell you, hey, can you go and find this particular script? Yeah, of course, I know ChatGPT. I can go and get the Python script. If you do that, yes, of course, you're hustling to get me that script. That's what we want to see in you. All right, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
All right, next I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hello, sir.
Yes, no, right after her, okay? Yes, please.
I have a question that when you're guiding many employees or when you're working on multiple projects since you're in a higher position, so how you face the challenges while guiding so many people and then how you overcome that? Because all the projects might not be a successful one, right? So
Yeah.
there will be failures. So you will also learn from that a lot. So how you face those challenges so that you can overcome and come out more stronger?
Some of the ways what we handle is in each and every project, and you're talking about not just me, you're talking about as an organization. Organization, how do they handle challenges? Okay, so I still did not get your question right, but I'm trying to. All right. So if you want to rephrase it, you can rephrase it again. As such, there'll be challenges in the organization, and there'll be a lot of people in the organization who actually go through solving that challenge. How do you solve that broadly in an organization? First and foremost, the way we solve challenges is within each and every project or a business unit, right? There are leaders who are always continuous improvement is something what we believe in. Continuous improvement, whatever you did today, can you do that better tomorrow? So how do you do that? It is by actually figuring out all the challenges what you're going through, logging those challenges, trying to find out creative solutions, using teams to solve those challenges, and decisions not made by one single leader. That is how the entire organization gets involved in solving challenges. Good? Awesome. All right.
I'm Malika Sridhar from first year, sir.
Yes.
The CGPA and certificates from private institution is really useful for us.
Oh my God. So first and foremost, great question. I will answer this. Fundamentally, where we are heading to in this world right now is certification, including degree certificates, right? Anything for that matter, it really does not count. Okay, it really, forget about certifications, degree certificates, all of that. All right, what really it boils down to is your skill. Okay, today even 12th graders or 10th graders, if you have the skill, you can apply for a role and you can win that opportunity. Platforms like Upwork, you can just post your resume on Upwork, say that hey, you have the skill. If you have the problem-solving ability, you will win that role.
Can you make some noise?